trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, this would have been that hypothetical trade of me selling Caterpillar that would have ended with about a $6 loss. But since I don't do anything in stocks, I save that amount. Okay, so let's get on and take a look now. This is where we are here in the bonds. You can see here's the AI forecast. It's been pretty good. We're right up in this area. What we need to do now is to match a price that we could sell at. So let's just take a look at the hourly chart and see if there's anything up here that would give us an idea. And there it is right there at the 1.27 level here. So I have to be selling bonds here at 170.02, and I'm going to put a stop at 1708. I'm going to risk $180. I'm selling it here at 02 with a stop at 08. That's only because of the fact that it's fitting relatively nicely, and I got a 1.27. That's good enough for me, and so we're going to see what happens. So we'll keep following that as we go. We're having a little bit of a sell-off here in the market, folks. I want to go over this because I just did a show for the U.S. Navy. Some of their traders, it was really exciting to work with these fellows, and they're very interested in astrology, and also some of these are retired pilots and Marines and stuff. They have their own website, and they're all traders. And through Jim Bartolioni, they wanted to hear what I had to say. What I did was, I'll just show you right here. We did this yesterday. We're going to do it again. There was our high in silver the other day, if you remember. We talked about that. Then the market came down, and as you know, it went exactly to the exact 382 right there. You can see it just traded right on the money, right at the 382. Then it made a lower low, and the rule is you have to do a new 382. So you got to get this one out of the way. We'll just delete it, okay? And now we're going to put the new 382 up, and this is from this level right here to that level right there, and there it was, absolutely to the exact tick right there. And as you can see here, now we're down $12 today in silver. And what this means, folks, and they were very interested in the ABCD, and they were excited about it like everybody usually does until they realize they have to do the work, is does this mean that the ABCD coming in? And I said, sure. So what we did was we measured this ABCD right to there, and then we brought it up to right to there, and that brings us down to 58. Well, this low here was what? 69 or 70, right? And this new one's going to be at 58. Well, does that mean anything? Well, let's go to the daily chart and see if it means anything. And guess it does, folks. There's your A. Oh, I left it in there. There's your A, B, C, D coming in right here at 58 in silver, and that will take us down. Remember, this other one was an exact 618, if you recall, back from the April low. Where's that April low? Way over there. There it is right here. Hold on one second. Bear with me here. Okay, here's where we are. This one was exactly 618. We're going to draw that in. So the next one should be pretty close to 786. Let's see. There it is right there. No, it'll be right down in this area, but that'll be a good one because that will be that if it does come, that'll be a really nice redrive to a top hat. Not only that, it's back to the old highs, because back on the old highs, looking at this on the weekly, you know, we had these here for a long time. We hit it once before. There's the old highs right down in here. Remember 54? Remember right in here, 55, so that'd be right into that area. So that would be a pretty good, interesting one. But the key of it would be the fact that it would be setting exactly on an ABCD, and that's what you have to look. There's going to be a lot of moves in between, folks. It's not going to go straight down from 85. Well, you never know. But anyway, that's what we're watching. The same thing was occurring in the gold market. If you recall, the gold came in very bearish today. You can see here The market was a little weak here this morning, which as we expected. If we look at this on the, I think it was the hourly chart, there's where we were yesterday. Let's go to the 4-hour chart so we can see the exact thing we were looking at. There was our 61% retracement here, folks. It missed it by $22 is what it did. That was the exact. We took that high out by a little bit. Then it started down, and now we're coming down pretty quickly. We're down from 51.50. Well, we're 250 points lower already. So that's a sign we're going to probably be coming down. Now, that means that the gold could have an ABCD down there way lower than, well, it'll be around 4,000. No, way lower than. Let's do it together. How about that? Just for kicks and giggles. If this is long term, folks, okay? Remember, there was a short term high right there. Well, at least that's what it was so far. This means that the next move in gold is going to take us down to just about 4,000 again, 39.32. So watch it breaking this level here. But that's a long way away. We don't trade that way. We're looking at the smaller patterns, and that's what that's what they're there for. Now, the $64 question is about the stock market. Folks, I really don't know. All I know is it's breaking for the first time. There was a slight bit of bearish news for the first time since Hector was a pup, and he's a pretty old dog now, but that's it. Now, here's another one here that was really interesting because I posted this earlier, and I said it is a very low risk trade, but it had all the earmarks of something really good right there. Just looked absolutely gorgeous. I mean, right at the 382, but is what I said. I said, be real careful. You don't have to risk more than about $30 on this one. And then look what happened if you'd have reversed. Down it comes. It makes a big move to the downside. So now we've completed this bigger stuff now. You're going to see we're going to be coming down here one more time. Let's get it together here. We got to get it all together. There's where we want to see. Let's do 4 hour so we can see it without all that clutter. And there we go. There's where I already have it drawn in for us. Well, it's pretty much the same one. Yeah, it's a little different. Let's just get that out of the way. Okay, there's an A. Just make a higher high, so you got to use that. So we'll take this and we'll draw it from there. That's drawn wrong too. Doesn't catch right. So let's first do this from their low here to that one right there. Okay. Now we should come down to right there, and that would be this ABCD pattern right here. There's AB right there. There's CD right there coming in at the 61% retracement, and that would be a Gartley pattern right on the money. So let's keep our minds open on that one. There it is right there. So we'll be watching that as it unfolds here today. Let's see how much time we got left today. 48 seconds. That's 2 lifetimes. Let's take a look at, we've already looked at Caterpillar. Thank God I don't trade stocks. Let's look at Cisco. It's gotten hit pretty hard today. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, wow, it sure has been very strong. And then all of a sudden it's given up. Something must have happened there. Big news item of some kind. And the other one someone asked about was Delta Airlines. So we're going to take a look. They're turning around a little bit. So the airlines are turning around a bit with the airlines. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, if you sold the bonds at 1702, your stop is at 117.11. You're only going to risk $250 on that, okay? So that's what we'll be watching. So we'll get that out of the way and not worry too much about it. We're going to talk here about the euro because we've already told you that it's probably made some type of a pretty significant high in here. This is where we were. Yesterday, you can see we backed off just a little bit from that 50% level. That's because the U.S. dollar has strengthened. So if we go over and take a look at the U.S. dollar up here, which we will do, and get it moving right here, that would be right there, and you'll see that it's starting to turn back up again. Not by much, just a little. This is already done, so we'll get this out of the way. And there's a 618 and 50% off of that, and this is really doing very little, so it hasn't really well, we hit the 61 just like the euro did. There's the opposite of it right there, so there's not really much going on. Odds favor that the euro is going to go down and the dollar index is going to go up. That's only because this is a stronger chart, I believe. On a longer term basis, we have all that stuff that cleaned up here. On a very, very long, on that weekly chart, as I recall, you'll see we were down there, and that's why it's so very important. I think we'll have more of a rally here, and that'll mean the euro will roll over. So that there again, that's my opinion, and don't be concerned on the amount of money that you make. It's how much money you don't lose, and that's why you always want to protect your thing. On the program today, I was doing a program for the U.S. Navy, the Marines, and fighter pilots and stuff, and I told them about the no risk part, that it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you don't lose, because you're going to get plenty of opportunities, but the question is, are you going to be able to get them when they come through? It looks like we're going to be out of these bonds in a couple of ticks, so sometimes they work, sometimes. If we'd had an earlier show today, folks, we would have made some pretty good money, because this market was telegraphing that it was really looking nasty. And part of it was the fact that the Dow Jones, even though it was up 300 points at one time, folks, that was only done by about just a few stocks. You look at some of these now. You got a $10 drop in J.P. Morgan, and a bunch of the others are really turned, quite negative. So let's see if the biggest stocks that have not turned negatives are Federal Express. Let's see if that one's turned. That's been a big one. It's been going EFG. There's F is right here. Is Federal Express. Got the daily up there. And let's see, I think it is. Yeah. See if it's finally turned. Yeah. Wow. Look, it's went as high as 80. It's down $14 from the high. In fact, it gapped up and then it's just reversed a little bit. All right. So that's it. Let's see Goldman Sachs, how it's doing today. That's probably down pretty good with it's down also. That's why the Dow is down 600 points. You get some of these, but remember that went up on that day that we had the big move, what I call the big fake out move. 28 of the 30 stocks were up. That's only happened 9 times in, I think, 20 years or something. It's a very rare event. And now it's paying the price of seeing it roll over. So we're going to find out how that works, if it does. All right, we'll get that out of the way and that out of the way. Norm will be our guest at the break. We got a lot of stuff astrological, folks. I remember I've talked to you about this one before. This is this February one. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them in this area. That leaves these last 2 out here. The last time we had something like that was, a long time ago. And by golly, that was back in March of 2009. I think I have that up here somewhere. Let me double check to see if I have it. No, I don't think so. It might be in the other one. No, yeah, it might be here. Nope, it's in the other one. Just a second. I got to get over there. This is completed now because we're starting to break down that this is definitely a completed pattern that we're looking at in here. There's the March 5th. You see where there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there also. So, and there you had the 2 outer planets. So same stuff with the big time. It's a big time Bradley stuff. That's why this is so big. And then we also had the possibility that with being 118 days, 1,618 days, that was 2 days longer than expected, but still within $2. That's not bad over that many thousands of days. 1,600 days come within 2 days. That's a pretty lucky guess. Also, the Hong Kong market has started to roll over. You can see that we've got the new Chinese New Year's coming. I have to figure out what year it is this year. I'll have to go to the calendar or ask artificial intelligence to see that when we're watching in here. Okay, those are the main ones. Regarding Bitcoin, folks, it still looks to me like we're heading for 52,000. That's a beautiful ABCD pattern right there, and I think it will be a pretty good spot there to see if it's going to hold that level. The emerging markets, you can see those have we've completed the ABCD and the emerging markets also, which is pretty good. Okay, but there's Bitcoin. I think I have the target in here. You can see we're down now to 35,000. That means the pullback here is going to be to 52,000. That's where the ABCD, lines up pretty nicely. All righty, now we had a couple others here that stocks that people were interested in. So let me pull up. This is HL. I hope this is Hecla Mining. We'll see if it is. Yeah, it is Hecla Mining, and you can see it's had a big run up. Boy, it went from 4 to 36. Wow, that's a heck of a move. Look at that. So buy it here at 4, and who would have thunk it if it got there? Let's see if, just for kicks and giggles here, since we're watching this, let's just see if it would have given an indication here, because there was your low right there. There's your low. And then you come up to the high right here. And then you have the next high right up there. Wow, that ain't so bad, is it? ABC ain't such a bad deal. For there it is at 36 and now $15 lower. And boy, this is a really bad lower because we had all that time spent right there at the old 382 and it couldn't even get there. That tells us we're heading down here to about 12 in the Hecla Mining, but again, maybe not. We'll have to see. It's always probabilities. Remember, everything we do is based, you have to think in terms of probabilities. Think in terms of how much money you don't want to lose versus how much money you want to win, and that's the key. Think about how much you can lose. That'll get you on the right side of the grass. Okay, now we had another one here about Home Depot, and I'll get it up here in just a second. Hold on a second. Here's Home Depot. See if people are starting to buy stuff in the stores. Oh, today they are. Well, they was higher. Now it's a little bit lower. All we did here was make a 61% retracement off of the high right back here. And there's where we are so far. We'll see what's going on right here. Now, Norm asked to be on today because he has a lot of key dates coming up here. It's midweek, a Thursday we got coming into Friday. So if we're down at the end of the day and then we're down on Friday, that's going to be the first time we've had that in a while. So that'll be an indication that there's probably more weakness coming together as we watch this unfold here. Okay, now we have time for one other stock, and that's Mr. Appel. Let's get that up here 1 second. And there's where we are. See, it should be up today. Whoops, so it's got hit pretty hard today. Holy cow, big time. No wonder the Dow's down. Well, yeah, that's a big drop. Yeah, we're down 61. That's a pretty big drop, folks. So that's a pretty good. Now, see, this cannot be a head and shoulders, folks. We can see the right shoulder is higher than the left shoulder, so it cannot be a head and shoulders pattern. This has to be equal or lower in order to be a head and shoulders. All right, we'll be right back with Norm Winsky, folks.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, we're back, folks, with Norm Winsky from Astro Trends, and a big congratulations, Norm, telling us that there was going to be a turn day coming on the day you said it was. So good job. What do you got for us today?
Thank you very much, Larry.
Go right ahead, my friend. Start up.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're coming in great.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Larry. Thanks for having me on your show. Hello to all your tigers there. So anyway, I was last on your show on Monday, January 26th, and now we're going to quickly review what I forecasted then, see what worked, see what didn't work, and here we go. You got a little bit of my symbols and lingo here. I have January 23rd AC. The 23rd was a Friday, 26th was a Monday. AC means after the close, so that's over the weekend into Monday. Then we had Pluto apogee. That means Pluto was at its farthest point to the Earth, and that's we're going to associate Pluto with cocoa, copper, hogs, and T-bots. Then the afternoon of the PM, afternoon of the 26th, we had geocentric. That's from the point of view of the Earth. Neptune entering Aries. That is generally tied to a 165-year cycle. Last time that Neptune entered Aries, about 165 years ago. And we had looking for might affect coffee, corn, gold, oil, silver, sugar, and wheat. And then the 20th, after the close of the 26th, overnight from the 26th into, let's see, what day of the week was that? That was the middle of the week into Thursday, the 27th. We had Helio. That's from the point of view of the sun, Mars entering Aquarius, and that was important for copper. And then we had a full moon over the 30th weekend into the Monday, February the 2nd. And anytime we have a full moon or new moon, round up the usual suspects, financials, grains, precious metals, oil, and because it was in the sign of Leo, we're emphasizing corn and gold. So now let's quickly review the charts. These charts were all done last night, so they may not be up to date for what's happened today. Here's our two windows for corn. The second one, because the full moon was in Leo, we're going to give that double emphasis, so it gets double points for better or worse, you know. So anyway, had a little pullback here in corn. It went a little bit lower the next day and then popped up, so you had a chance to make a small profit there. This one's a little better on the full moon in Leo. You had a pullback low there, and then up. I think that was good. Corn's been pretty narrow lately, so that's 8 cents is about, except over here, of course, make me look not so good. Corn's generally in a narrow range lately, and I think you could have made about 8 cents or $400. Soybeans was much better. Look at that. We pulled back. A green arrow is good, by the way. That means you had a chance to make some money. In a little while, you'll see some red arrows. That's where we had a miss. And if it going sideways, we don't do sideways. That's a pass. That's a yellow box. So here we have the green arrow there. Soybeans pulled down right into the full moon and then up and away. I think that was about 40 cents or 40, I think about 40, 45 cents. 40 cents would be about $2,000. Let me just check that real quick. 1060 up to 1135 area there, 1140, about 80, actually about 80 cents or more, about possibly $4,000. Okay, here's the wheat. Wheat was pretty good. Had a pullback low there. It went just a bit lower the next day and then up and away. And then our next window was there on the full moon, and that was just past that high there. And then you had a nice pullback. So the greens were very good. Here's the cocoa. Cocoa is a beast. It back in the day there, Larry, you might remember up until a couple years ago, cocoa always was trading about for 2,000 points there, and it was very manageable. Then something happened to the cocoa crop in Africa a couple years ago, and cocoa went from 2,000 to 12,000. Now it's in the descent mode here. We're back under 4,000 here. Anyway, we had a little bit of a low here and a little pop up there. It doesn't look like much on the chart because the numbers are so big. The scale has been squished but I think that was about a $4,000. That little bar there's good for about $4,000 there, you know. Here's hogs, good old hogs. I made a little top there, went slightly higher the next day, and then down. That was good for about 2 handles there, or about $800. Coffee, here we go. There's a red arrow. We had a miss there. We were just a little bit early on on the window there for coffee, and so I counted that as a miss. Here's sugar, had a little pull back low there and a pop up there, so you had a chance to make a small profit there. And sugar, here's copper, was pretty nice. He rallied into our window there, and so we're going to sell there, and then a pull back into that window there, and then up it go. That's a huge move there. As you know, Larry, every penny in copper is $250. I think you're looking at about a 50-cent move there, or about $12,500. So here's silver, rallied up into our window there, and then that was pretty good. A nice pull, I think about a 10-cent pull back there, and then back here had a little pop up there after the big crash. Pop up there. If you sold that, I think you had a chance to make maybe another 10 cents or so. Let me just look at the numbers here real quick. 115 down to, yeah, that's about 10 cents. And that one's 85 down to a little more than 10 cents on that second one there. So there we go. Here's gold. Gold and silver, similar patterns. However, gold is a little different over here. Here we had a little short-term top there, so you had a chance to make a small profit there. And then we came down here, but the bounce here off that low there was not very significant. So you might have been tempted to buy against that low. So, and because we're doing double emphasis on the corn and the gold, I had to mark that two strikes against gold there, right there. So 2 red arrows. Here's the crude oil. We're off a couple days from the high of the oil, so that's a miss. Here's the S&P. Here's the yellow. I even get my arrow to. There we go. There's a red, yellow box there because we're just going sideways here. And then we went up here a little bit early on the afternoon of the 26th, I think. But the next morning, now you're only a day away from the high. And if you sold there, and it only went about 20 handles against you, which in the S&P these days, that's kind of
take a break, Earl.
Small.
Norm, we have to take a break.
Okay.
Pay a few bills. We'll be back with Norm Winsky, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hey, we're back, folks, and we're speaking with Norm Winsky of Astro Trends. Please continue, Norm.
Thank you, Larry. When we went off for commercial there, I was talking about the S&P, and we had 4 cycle windows for the above when we started out. And I just want to remind you that the stock market is the big basket of everything, and therefore it potentially responds to all these events, okay? Whereas the commodities tend to be narrow filters and only respond to certain planets and signs and so forth. So here, S&P, I'll just repeat, going sideways there, that's a yellow box. That's a pass. We don't do sideways. We had something here for the afternoon of the 26th. That was a little early, more than a day ahead of the high. But the next morning, now you're within a day of the high. And if you sold there and you hung in there for, I think it only went about 20 handles against you, which these days, I think, Larry, you'd agree, in the S&P, that's kind of like a nothing. And then if you hung in there, you had a chance to make over 120 handles on this drop here, which, you know, that's about $6,000 on an S&P E-mini. And then over here, if you bought on this pullback here on the opening, you had a chance to make about, I think, about 70 handles on the upside. That's another $3,500. So although we only hit 2 out of 3 on the S&P, money-wise, it came out very nicely, you know. All right, here's the bonds here. We nailed that high there on the bonds, and then we came down for our next window there on the full moon, and you were just a little bit ahead of that low there. I think it might have gone half a buck or so against you, and so that's like $500. But if you hung in there, I think it rallied about 2 handles, which is $2,000, and so that's pretty good. U.S. dollar did not work. Usually the currencies work very nicely on the full moon, new moon, but not this time. I hate to break it to you, but this stuff doesn't work 100% of the time. It's more okay. So moving ahead now, every February I do the longer term, annual forecast things. One of the things I do are fractals. Larry mentioned every now and then Mr. Mandelbrot. He's the father of Chaos Theory, and a branch at Chaos Theory is fractals. And here's a couple of samples of the results from 2025, which I published the forecast in February of last year. Those are the blue bars there. And then after the fact, at the end of the year, I overlay the actual price on top. And the fractals can and do sometimes invert. So you're looking at the mirror image forecast. But anyway, that's a pretty nice correlation there on the corn. You see that? And here's one more. Here's the Dow Jones. That also worked pretty nicely. We had a low do there, and then up and away, and that was pretty nice too. You see that? Okay, moving ahead, we got a lot coming up here, a huge amount coming up here over the weekend and a few days after that. We have over the weekend, the 13th, that's Friday, after the close, that's over this coming 3-day weekend. We have geocentric, that's from the point of the Earth. Saturn will be changing signs, going from Pisces to Aries, and you want to watch coffee, corn, gold, silver, sugar. By the way, you might want to take a screenshot of this, so you'll have a quick reference. And then also over the weekend, we have a Mercury cycle. Anytime we have a Mercury cycle, you want to look at corn, soybeans, wheat. And let me remind you again, stocks potentially respond to all these events. Then, Larry's going to get excited here, I think. We've got a solar eclipse before the market opens on the 17th. We have a solar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius. And we're going to look at financials, range, precious metals, oil, and Aquarius is copper. So we're emphasizing copper. And then we have the night of the 18th into the 19th. Pluto lines up with the U.S. natal chart. That's where the planets were when the country was founded on July the 4th, 1776. Anytime we have the U.S. chart, we want to look at U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and the U.S. dollar. And then also that same night, we have Mercury perihelion. That's from the Greek, means the closest to the sun. Mercury will be closest to its sun. It's 88-day cycle around the sun. And so we want to emphasize corn, gold, soybeans, wheat. And then we have another, this is unbelievable, have 2 Mercury cycles within a day of each other. And so again, that's corn, soybeans, wheat. Then we have Uranus to the U.S. chart for stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar. And then the morning of the 20th, geocentric Saturn, that's from the point of view of the sun, will line up with Neptune in the sign of Aries. That's about a 35-year cycle for coffee and oil. There we go. I've been doing this a long time, and you might want to check that out. And then how to get a hold of Norm. You talk to Norm, and you might get some stuff. All right, thank you very much. I'm in beautiful Naples, Florida, 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939. There's my email. You can email me, set up a chat session, nwinski@yahoo.com. Looking forward to helping some of the folks there, Larry. And any comments or questions from the Tiger's Den?
Great show, Norm. Great information. We'll have you on again soon. So keep the faith and stay warm.
Thank you very much, Larry. Everybody have a great week. Great weekend.
All right. Norm Winski, folks. Okay, we'll be right back here. Start back with another chart that we want to be looking at. You can see here we've had a big sell-off so far in stocks. We should have a end of the day rally just by looking at the NASDAQ here. Hold on one second. Let's get this up here so we can, oh dear, where did it go? This is not good. Oh, hold on just a minute here. Yeah, you see, we should be into a little bit of a rally mode here in the NASDAQ the rest of the morning. So we'll have to see if that's going to be the case or not. It should be the low of the day. Remember that this is the worst part of it. Well, this last part is, but this part here. But if it makes a new low, that's really a negative sign. So we did have a small ABCD pattern right here, but nothing related to 382s or anything. And now we've made a match the low, and then we're having a little bit of a rally here. So it should rally. Let's just double check what the 382 would be on the day, because we could get there without any trouble at all. There's your high way back here. That's a big move. Whoa, they're going to have to really get it moving to get it there. Well, that's not too bad. It's a couple hundred points. We could easily get back to this level right here, 250.40. But remember, if it breaks this, that's really a negative thing, folks. So that's the key to watch. It could be very, very negative. This was pre-market. Again, there was the opening, and this is where we're looking at it right now. The Dow's down about just under 500 points right now. Come back a couple hundred points off the bottom, which is always the buyer, looking to buy dips, which it's been working for 17 years. But we'll see how it's going to continue on from some of these other levels that we have. Now we want to take a look at one other stock up here that everybody keeps asking about, and that is Amazon. Here's Amazon. It's been under some pressure the last couple of days. Let's see if it's continued today. It's continued big time today. This is a big drop here, folks. Considering this is also one of the AI stocks, something's not right with what they're telling us, boys and girls. What is happening here? I mean, they're telling us that all this money's coming in. It's going into somebody's pocket. It ain't mine. So it doesn't look very good.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, this is the pattern in the Dow Jones, and it's the only one that has made new highs of the indices. The NASDAQ did not, the Russell did not, the S&P did not. Some of the others, like the transportation, have made new highs, but that's based on 3 stocks, folks. One is Federal Express. The other one is, some type of travel thing that trades for like $580. And then, of course, the third one is... can't remember. Must be, my mind is slipping. So anyway, this is the main reason here. If this is the high, make sure that if you get below 48.70, that get out, because these things, this has had such a run, folks. Just a little bit of a pullback here would take us, 4,000, 5,000 points in the Dow without any trouble. And if the margin comes in, look out. And then Bitcoin's still dropping. I just see it traded below 66. It's at 65.5 now, and our target is 52,000. So we got some weakness possibly coming in, but it's not the end of the world. But you always want to remember, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you don't lose. That's the key to paying attention to what we're looking. But we're starting to see the first time of the old crack in the wall here today, but it's only 1 day or 2 days, so that can change in a heartbeat, as we know. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. Oh, one other thing. Tomorrow, after the live trading session and our show comes up, we're going to have Bob Miner as our guest. We haven't had him on in over a year, and he has some very, very interesting things to look at as a potential top in the market, and he does really good geometric work. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And I have 38 seconds left, and I don't know what to do with them, so I'm just going to have to tell you to try to join the live trading. We've had some fun in there. All you have to do is go to Tommy at tradingtutor.com. Tommy at tradingtutor.com, and we'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, folks.